All right, let's talk about something that could make you some money, but most people completely overlook it. It is TikTok ads. Not running ads, not spending money, not building a brand. I'm talking about creating the ads themselves and getting paid for it. Because right now, there are businesses paying anywhere from $50 to $150, even $200 for a single 15 seconds video. At first, that sounds ridiculous, right? 15 seconds doesn't just feel like enough time to justify that kind of price. But once you understand how TikTok actually works, it starts to make sense. TikTok is no longer just an entertainment app where people scroll for fun. It has become a product discovery engine. People go on TikTok to find things, to see what others are using, and increasingly to decide what to buy. With over 1 billion users and a growing adult audience, the platform has turned into one of the most powerful places for e-commerce right now. And here's the key detail most people miss. TikTok pushes content that makes money. When a video is connected to a product, especially through TikTok Shop, the algorithm has an incentive to show it to more people. More views mean more purchases. And more purchases mean more revenue for TikTok itself. They get a fee, right? So if your content helps sell something, it gets amplified. That's why these short videos on TikTok are so valuable. From a business perspective, if a simple 15-second clip can generate sales, it's worth paying for. Even if a brand pays $100 or $200 for an ad, if that ad brings in customers, it pays for itself almost instantly. That's why companies are constantly looking for new creatives. And that's where the opportunity is. Now, you don't need to own a product in order to tap into this potential. You don't need to run ads yourself. You don't need to build a brand from scratch. You just need to learn how to create content that looks like the kind of videos people already watch. Now, the biggest misconception is that creating ads requires advanced skills. People think you need professional editing, marketing experience, or expensive tools. In reality, TikTok ads work precisely because they don't look polished, all right? They blend in with normal content. You know, those UGC ads, they're everywhere. People want authenticity now. Most high-performing ads don't feel like ads at all. They feel like someone sharing something useful, something interesting, or, surprising. That's why they work so well.
Are you tired of the same old hair routine? Check out this incredible... Do you dread the post-party cleanup? Say no more.
And of course, they use AI tools. They use AI voiceovers. Anybody can do this. If you pay attention, you'll notice that a lot of these videos follow a similar structure. It usually starts with a hook that grabs attention immediately.
Hey, migraine warriors, wave goodbye to those pulsing headaches and say hello.
Then it introduces a problem that people can relate to. After that, it shows a solution, often a product, of course, and ends with some form of proof or demonstration. For example, with this
curling headband. It's a game changer for your locks. Just wrap it around, leave it for a while, and voila. Gorgeous curls without any heat damage. Get yours now and slay those effortless curls.
So this video starts like something like, are you tired of your hair looking flat? Whatever, that's the hook. Then it shows the problem, and then it introduces this simple product and ends with a visible transformation. So the entire process takes less than 20 seconds, but it communicates everything clearly. That's like the most attention span thing you're gonna get from Gen Z and from older people nowadays. This here about migraine, the one that you saw, well, the video starts by addressing people who suffer from headaches, then it shows the product being used and explains the benefit in a very simple way. Again, nothing complicated, but it's highly effective.
To soothing relief with the migraine relief cap. Give you that much needed break from intense headaches. It's not just a cap, it's a calm down for your noggin.
The reason this works is because it's direct, all right? It speaks to a specific problem and shows a clear solution. There's no overthinking involved. There's no randomness, no broadness. So if you want to get into this, the first thing you need to do is to stop thinking like a creator and start thinking like a problem solver. Your job is not to make something visually impressive. Your job is to make something that connects and converts. Now, the easiest way to do this is to study what's already working on TikTok. You just go on TikTok, you search for some products, and look at videos that have a lot of views. If something has millions of views, it's not random. It means that format, that angle, or that message is working. And of course, you don't copy it exactly, but you take the idea and create your own version, all right? Maybe you change the hook. Maybe you present the product differently. Maybe you target a slightly different audience, but the core structure remains the same. You just have to learn the structure if this is something you want to work with, of course. Now, when it comes to actually creating these ads, you don't need complicated tools, as you see. AI voiceovers. And honestly, most of this can be done on your phone. Directly on your phone. Simple cuts, clear captions, and a strong message. More than enough. In fact, over-editing can sometimes hurt performance because it makes the video feel less natural, all right? Authenticity today. Welcome. Also, this is also where consistency becomes important. You cannot create 1 or 2 ads and expect results. You need to treat this like a process. You have to test different hooks, different angles, and different products. Some videos will fail, and that's completely normal. Even experienced marketers expect most ads to underperform, but the goal here is to find the ones that work. Once you start seeing what performs well, you can refine your approach and get better over time. This is a skill, and like any other skill, it improves with repetition. Now, let's talk about how to make money with this. The most straightforward way is to sell your services. You create ads for businesses and charge per video, just like on Fiverr or Upwork. You can see this person here, 1 video ad for $60, 30 seconds running time. And you can see this person has more than 3,000 sales already. Not everyone is going to leave a review, so I'm giving it like a 4,000 at least. And of course, he's not the only one. You can just go and type in TikTok ads in Fiverr, and you're gonna see a lot of people doing it. And you can learn from these people as well. You can see it's really, really in demand, judging by the number of reviews these people get. Someone is doing it for $60, someone is doing it for $100, someone is doing it for $150, someone is doing it for $30 or $15. You know, you can choose your price. Maybe you can underprice until you get some of these reviews first. The important thing is to get real work and get real feedback. And over time, as your quality improves and you understand what works, you become more valuable. Businesses are not paying for the time it takes to create the video. They're paying for results. If your content helps them make money, they will continue to work with you. There's also another model where people outsource the creation process and then they resell the ads at a higher price. This can work, of course, but it requires upfront investment and coordination, of course. This is not for beginners. If you're starting with limited resources, it's better to focus on building the skill yourself first. And once you understand the process, you can always scale by outsourcing later. For example, this website here, I heard that people are using it and they essentially drop service these ads. These are the examples that I've shown you earlier. And this is how those ads look like. So for example, people will pay for these, for example, video ad package here, but it's so expensive. For example, you have to pay like $60 for 3 different video ads. Now, this would mean that you have to invest $60 and then later you have to charge more, like $100 or at least $70 to a person that's buying it or a company. That's why I'm telling you this is not for beginners, but it's a viable strategy and some people are using this as well. It's called viral e-com ads and you can just Google for it if you want to have a look what this is, of course. But of course, this is important. It's important to stay realistic. This is not something that will work instantly, all right? You will create videos that don't perform well. You will fail. You might struggle to find clients in the beginning. You will need to learn, you will need to adjust, and you will need to improve. What separates the people who succeed from those who don't is consistency. The ones who keep testing, keep learning, and keep creating eventually figure it out. Their ads improve, their results improve, and their income grows. But this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not gonna make you rich overnight, believe me. Not in 6 months either. If you approach this with the expectation that you're gonna get some quick money, you will probably quit early because it's easy to burn out with this. But if you approach it as a skill you're developing, it becomes much more sustainable. At the end of the day, this is not about TikTok specifically. It's about understanding how to capture attention and turn that into value. And once you learn that, you can apply to different products, different platforms, or different markets. So if you want to start it, keep it simple. Pick a product, study what works, create your own version, and repeat the process. Sometimes you can even outreach to people on TikTok, to their shops, to their products, and show them the value first. If you create something for them for free at first, well, they might consider hiring you. Other than that, it's just a good practice, all right? But it's going to be hard, all right? It's a slow burn. But if this is something that interests you, that you have some passion for, and you want to develop a side hustle later down the road, well, this is for you. I wish you good luck, and I'll catch you in the next one.